Some trips start with a packed itinerary. Ours started with a sunrise, a sleepy dog, and a pit stop at Dutch Bros. But this wasn't just any weekend road trip. We were chasing something bigger. From Vegas to California to watch Mitchell cross the finish line of his very first half marathon. And every moment in between, definitely worth it. It's early, the dogs know something's up, and the day starts like all great road trips do. Slow, quiet, and a little caffeine starved. 1 iced coffee, 1 sausage biscuit, and 3 slightly confused dogs later, we're finally ready to roll. We had to make a quick stop in Jean so Bree could do her thing. Pro tip, never skip the dog break or your back seat will smell like regret for 200 miles. I've always said a good road trip is equal parts podcast, snacks, and silence. This one, add a bit of family pride. Eddie World is like Disneyland for road-weary travelers and hyperactive dogs. 10 out of 10 would snack again. We finally made it. 6 snacks, 5 dog breaks, 4 hours in the car, and 1 long playlist later, and we're here. There's something about race mornings. The air feels different, a little colder, a little quieter. You wake up earlier than you want to, move slower than you should, and hope you remembered everything the night before. We found our spot, somewhere along mile 8. The crowd was still thin, the sun barely up, and the only thing louder than the dogs was the sound of our own anticipation. Waiting for Mitchell to pass felt like holding your breath in slow motion, because this wasn't just about the run, it was about witnessing someone become the version of themselves they weren't sure they could be. And when we saw him, it wasn't just pride, it was, holy crap, he's really doing it. All right, so we're at mile marker 8. Waiting a bit early for Mitchell, but these are marathon runners that are running the full marathon. So they're already 8 miles in. They're about a little less than a third of the way finished. Go runners. It's not about how fast you run, it's about showing up, even when it hurts. And Mitchell, he showed up big. So we're on the way back to Las Vegas after Mitch finished his race. 2 hours and 11 minutes. Did a good job. All the beasts are super tired. They're so tired. Sleepy beasts. And the woman's driving. So I'm just chilling. But it was a whirlwind weekend, let me tell you. It's exhausting to drive both ways. But you know, the universe aligned for us because it was maybe 4 hours there and it's going to be about 4 hours back. That's the best we've ever done going back and forth to California. The time usually takes a bit longer than that. So I'm kind of excited that it's going so smoothly. The ride back was quiet, but not empty. We came home proud, inspired, and grateful. Sometimes the best part of the road is where it takes you and who you're driving it for. All right, we're back in Nevada, and there's rain. Lovely. But it feels nice to be back in our home state and ending this trip. On a side note, Mitchell's friend and friend of the family, Keenan, he finished an entire marathon. It took him a little over 6 hours to do, but I'm impressed. The kid didn't even train, and he ran and he finished. That's way more than I could do, so quite proud of him as well.
What started with a sunrise over Vegas, a Dutch Bros run, a dog break in Gene, and a snack stop at Eddie World turned into something way bigger than just a road trip. We watched Mitchell push through 13.1 miles. We laughed over dinner, shared quiet miles on the road, and came home a little more proud than we left. These are the stories that stick with you, not because they're epic, but because they're real. If you felt that, if this reminded you of your own moments that matter, hit that subscribe button and ride with us again. And for behind the scenes updates, Vegas tips, and early access to new content, join our community, Vegas Buzz, at join.whathappensinvegas.site. Thanks for coming along for the ride.